Bonsoir. I have a good cup of tea, very hot, so maybe I'll drink it later with me. It's still a bit grey today in Grenoble, but it's nice. My son is having a nap, so I hope he doesn't wake up in the middle of this. Or you will hear him say, "Hey, come and get me." I hope you're doing fine. We are going to start tomorrow our 8th week of confinement. And according to the government, I think some things are going to change on May 11th. I'm saying some things might because it's going to depend on each département, each région. And honestly, I have no idea how things are going to evolve. So we'll see what we do next week, not this week, but after the 11th. I have no idea. My son is supposed to go back to his nanny's just a little bit so I can have some free time because I haven't had any day off in 2 months. And if you're a parent or if you have grandchildren, you might know that your people with children are going slightly mad, even though we love our children. But having some free time would be fantastic. So we'll see what we do after the 11th. There's no rush because in our times, this is like in a decade, not in 7 days. But I'm going to stay by your side. You don't have to worry about anything. And before we start, I wanted to show you something that just still brings tears to my eyes because it's so beautiful. It's a message that was left by Claire. It was 2 days ago, and she says, "Have you seen the film Castaway? You Are My Wilson? If you have not, you should. It's a wonderful film." So it's an honor to be your Wilson, Claire. I just hope I don't drown in the sea, but I hope you escape that like Tom Hanks did. And it's an honor to help you and all of you watching during these times and to be a bit of entertainment and concentration on something that is a bit more entertaining than the news. I kind of gave up watching and reading the news. I'm a paying subscriber of The Guardian, and I love this newspaper, but the news are always the same, and we cannot do anything about it. So I really should completely stop. But I still do watch a little bit in hope something happens. But we should all just try to work on ourselves as societies instead of just watching the news on repeat. That was my rant for today. It's Sunday, I have the right, and you can do it as well. Today, two mysterious tales. It's funny how the tales that I pick in pairs just happen to seem to be twins. We saw nightmares, we saw something very absurd, and here it is a mystery and spirits. And we are going to read these two together. So as usual, if this is your first time, we read the tale together out loud, and you follow my lead, and then we analyze each sentence with the vocabulary, the context. I give you plenty of examples and how to go beyond what you're reading. And then we reread the tale, and I give you everything so you can fully understand the twist, because these tales by Patrick Beau are sometimes a bit difficult to understand if you don't have someone explaining you, and this is why I'm here. So, ready? Get a bit of water or any kind of drinks you're having at the moment. I know there is tea, there is gin, there is coffee, there is water, there is so many things are being drunk during those. And I hope you have your pen and paper or maybe your computer. And we are going to start now. 1, 2, and 3. Pour écrire son roman, il acheta une vieille machine chez un antiquaire. Mais un soir, celle-ci commença à taper toute seule. Elle était possédée par l'esprit de son ancien propriétaire, un auteur raté qui avait attendu l'inspiration toute sa vie et qui venait d'avoir une idée. Woo, that's spooky. Let's come back to the first sentence together. And I want to hear you read from here, okay? 1, 2, 3. Pour écrire son roman, Il acheta une vieille machine chez un antiquaire pour écrire son roman. Pour is in order to. Écrire is to write. And son roman, it is a novel. In French, un roman is a novel. And what is une nouvelle then? Une nouvelle, it is a novella. Une nouvelle is a novella, and un roman is a novel. Une nouvelle is a short story. Okay, here it's not short stories as in nouvelle. Short stories are going. Une nouvelle is more going to be 10 pages, something like that. Okay, but here what we're doing is really short stories. In order to write his novel, il acheta une vieille machine chez un antiquaire. Il acheta, he bought. And remember the tense, if you've been watching those for a while, it is the passé simple, of course. Acheter au passé simple, because le passé simple is the tense we use to tell stories and write. Une vieille machine. Here it's implied that it is une machine à écrire. He didn't write it, but because it's all about writing, we assume that it is une machine à écrire. It is a typewriter. Il acheta une vieille is old machine chez un antiquaire. And here, chez, it is at someone's. So, for example, on mange bien chez... sorry, I don't want to spoil my tea. On mange bien chez Arthur. It is, we eat well at Arthur's. The chez doesn't have a direct translation in English. It is at someone's place. Je rentre chez moi. I'm going home. Je rentre chez moi. I'm going home. So you see here, I didn't put at my place because the right translation for je rentre chez moi is I'm going home or I'm going back home. Chez un antiquaire. Un antiquaire. If you are one, don't be upset about what I'm going to say. Okay? Un brocanteur. I know it is not the same. Un brocanteur is supposed to be someone who works in flea markets, and un antiquaire is more high-end, but here for the purpose of explaining the meaning, we are going to assume it is very closely the same. It is antique dealer. And if you know Commune Française, I've been recommending this show for a while because I love it. It is Affaires conclues that my parents told me about, that I love now. And though honestly, I haven't watched it in maybe a month and a half because I just can't watch anything at the moment. I don't have any time. But usually we watch it almost every day. Yes, we do. So Affaires conclues is a show about antiques. It's people coming to sell their things, and they are experts telling how much it is and what's the story around it and why they value it this way. And then it's going to be sold to antiquaires or people who collect these kind of things. And these people are really cool. And it's a very nice program. And I think it's a very unexpected success for France 2. France 2 is one of the channels of the national TV. And it's very popular because it's really good. You have men and women experts, and they're really good at what they're doing. And I highly recommend you watch it. And I know I know a few of my students became fans. And I know a Danish student that I know pretty well now has become a fan, and he lives in Copenhagen, and he watches it from there. You can watch it on France TV. France.tv. And maybe I will make fans of you. Pour écrire son roman, il acheta une vieille machine chez un antiquaire. Here, if you want me to say it the way I would read it in real life, I would say il acheta. Okay, il acheta. I would not say the here. il acheta une vieille machine chez un antiquaire. No liaison here. Yeah, there is one here. Remember, une liaison is when you have a word ending with a silent consonant that you actually pronounce because there are some rules. And here, chez is pronounced without the Z at the end, chez on its own, but because we add un after and because it agrees with the rules that I said in the liaison lesson, we say chez un antiquaire. And what happens next? Mais un soir, you can say mais un soir as well, both work. Mais un soir, mais un soir. Celle-ci commença à taper toute seule. Yeah? Say that again. Mais un soir, celle-ci commença à taper toute seule. Mais un soir, but one evening. Celle-ci, this one. Here, he could have said elle commença. Okay? It's perfectly fine. But here he really wanted to emphasize the fact that it is this one. This one. But he could have said elle commença à taper toute seule. Tout seul has two meanings. Tout seul is alone. Without company. For example, let's find a good name. Yeah, let's use Claire. Claire vit toute seule dans son appartement. Claire lives alone in her apartment. This is without company. She's fine, but she lives alone without a flatmate, for example. Tout seul can also mean without any help. On your own. What are my notes? With no help. With no help. For example, je suis contente. J'ai fait un risotto toute seule, which is one of the things I'm proud of during confinement. Is I kind of managed to start doing the risotto, which was very difficult so far. It's my fifth attempt since the beginning, and I'm starting to get it right, and wine helps a lot. Je suis contente, I'm happy. J'ai fait un risotto toute seule. I made a risotto on my own, by myself, without any help. Let's reread that. Mais un soir, or mais un soir, let's put a liaison here. Celle-ci commença à taper toute seule. This one started to type on its own. Taper is to type here. To type. For example, tu tapes trop fort sur ton clavier. No, this is not right. Tu tapes très vite. Je suis impressionné. No, it's not right. And here there are two M's. Tu as tapé ton rapport de stage très vite. Voilà, that's better. That everything is more clear here. Tu as, and here we have an S. Tu as tapé ton rapport de stage très vite. Je suis impressionnée. You typed your internship report, or yes, report, very fast, I'm impressed. So this is really all about typing on your keyboard. Elle était possédée par l'esprit de son ancien propriétaire, un auteur raté qui avait attendu l'inspiration toute sa vie et qui venait d'avoir une idée. So let's find the liaison and then we can reread that together. Here we have one. Now that we've been doing that for a while, really try to find them before I do. So you can think about it and then compare your thoughts with me. Un auteur raté qui avait attendu, here we have one, l'inspiration toute sa vie et qui venait d'avoir une idée. So that's it. Let's read this sentence together. 1, 2, and 3. I want to hear you from here, okay? Elle était possédée par l'esprit de son ancien propriétaire, un auteur raté qui avait attendu l'inspiration toute sa vie et qui venait d'avoir une idée. Elle était possédée, is possessed. The typewriter was possessed par l'esprit, by the spirit of son ancien propriétaire. L'ancien propriétaire, son ancien propriétaire, it is its former owner. Son ancien propriétaire, its former owner. Un auteur raté, a failed writer. Un auteur raté, it is a failed writer or author. Okay, sorry. Un auteur raté. Raté, it is a verb that you can use. You can use louper. I think I did a lesson on that because I remember all these verbs. Raté, louper, échouer. You can use that to say to miss, as in to fail. Fail. Raté, louper, échouer, to miss or to fail. Louper is a little bit familiar French, but not vulgar in any way. Qui avait attendu l'inspiration toute sa vie, which had waited for inspiration all his life. Et qui venait d'avoir une idée. Une idée is an idea, and venir de is something that I think we saw before in our 22 and a half hours of lesson. Venir de is when you just did something. Venir de quelque chose. Let's put a verb. Verb. Just did verb. That's easier. I want this to be really clear. For example, je viens de t'appeler. I think this is the exact example I used. I just called you. If you want to say I just did something or you just did something or whatever, just something, it means venir. It is venir de. Je viens de t'appeler. It's not I came to call you in any way. Venir de, like that, means I just did something. Let's reread the tale together and I'm going to translate each sentence so we sure we understand. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Pour écrire son roman, il acheta une vieille machine chez un antiquaire. Mais un soir, celle-ci commença à taper toute seule. In order to write his novel, he bought an old typewriter at an antique dealer's shop. So far, so good, nothing special. And then something happens. Mais un soir, but one night, it started to type on its own. Mais un soir, celle-ci commença à taper toute seule. So this is spooky because we don't know what's happening there. but we can hear the noise of the typewriter, we can see it moving, but the writer is not doing anything to it. So what's happening? Who is typing? Is it a ghost? Elle était possédée par l'esprit de son ancien propriétaire, un auteur raté qui avait attendu l'inspiration toute sa vie et qui venait d'avoir une idée. It was possessed by the spirit of its own owner. This means that the spirit of its own owner was in the typewriter. After his death, his spirit moved into the typewriter. Un auteur raté, a failed author who never managed to publish anything, qui avait attendu l'inspiration toute sa vie, who had waited for inspiration all his life until his death, and now he's dead, his spirit is inside the typewriter, et qui venait d'avoir une idée, and he just had an idea. And because his spirit was inside of the machine started writing. But what's sad is that the author is never going to have his novel published because he's dead. So it's a bit spooky and it's a bit sad because the author waited all his life for something to happen and it happened after his death. So good night. This is more of a thriller. 1, 2, and 3. On ne choisissait pas ce qui sortait de ce distributeur automatique. C'est lui qui sentait ce dont on avait besoin. Intrigué, ce passant mit une pièce et 2 objets tombèrent dans la trappe. Un faux passeport d'abord, puis un revolver. Oh, what is he going to do with it? The first sentence. On ne choisissait pas ce qui sortait de ce distributeur automatique. Here the on, it is the generic on. It is not the on like nous. It is the on that says you didn't pick. Choisir is to pick, to choose. You didn't pick or choose. Ce qui sortait, what was coming out of. Sortir is to go out. It is to exit. But here, sortir, it is to come out of. Ce qui sortait de ce distributeur automatique. Un distributeur automatique, it is a vending machine. Un distributeur automatique. Distribuer is to give away. To give. Distribuer. Un distributeur automatique, and something that you might have heard of is un distributeur automatique de billets. And usually when people ask you about un distributeur automatique, it is most of the time an ATM. I think that's how you call it. Un distributeur automatique de billets, it is also called DAB. But this is something that people never say, but this is something that you might read. DAB, distributeur automatique de billets. On, I don't know, signs or what you can find in a place, all these kind of things. So it took me a long time to realize that it was distributeur automatique de billets, but yeah, it is used. So distributeur automatique de billets is DAB, and when you talk about distributeur automatique, it's most of the time an ATM machine. It's not a vending machine. But here we understand that it is not something that gives you money. It is a vending machine. On ne choisissait pas ce qui sortait de ce distributeur automatique. Here, there is no liaison, and above we put them, so that's fine. C'est lui qui sentait ce dont on avait besoin. It's him qui sentait. You know, sentait? It is the verb sentir. Sentir means to smell. Par exemple, tu Tu ne sens pas bon. You don't smell good. Tu ne sens pas bon. But also sentir, it is to feel. For example, je ne me sens pas bien. I don't feel well. Here, tu ne sens pas bon, you don't smell good. I don't feel well. Bon, bien, very common mistakes. To feel, it is sentir as well. And this is the meaning of sentir here. Ce dont on avait besoin, what we needed. Avoir besoin, it is to need. And être dans le besoin, it is to be in need. Être dans le besoin, to be in need. Avoir besoin, to need. And avoir besoin de quelque chose. To need something. C'est lui qui sentait ce dont on avait besoin. It's him who was feeling what we needed. Intrigué, let's read with me, okay? Intrigué, ce passant mit une pièce. Here we have une liaison. Mit une pièce. Et deux objets. Another liaison. Deux objets tombèrent dans la trappe. Un faux passeport d'abord, puis un revolver. Woo. Intrigué is intrigued. Ce passant mit une pièce. Un passant, it is a passerby. So here, if you are American, I think there is no dash, but you can understand that. Mit une pièce, put a coin. Une pièce, it is a coin. Une pièce, it is usually une pièce de monnaie. Because une pièce can be a piece, for a puzzle, for example. Mit une pièce et deux objets, two objects, tombèrent dans la trappe. Tomber, it is to fall. To fall. And you can say tomber, it can be falling like falling down, but you can say tomber amoureux, to fall in love, tomber malade, and even pregnant, tomber enceinte. Which is not something I really like, tomber enceinte, because it's like being sick. But yeah, it's fine. We say tomber amoureux, tomber malade, tomber enceinte, etc. And fall can be also falling down on the floor. And here it's two objects that fall dans la trappe. La trappe is the hatch. You can imagine a vending machine and what is at the bottom? The hatch. Un faux passeport, a fake passport. D'abord is first. Puis un revolver and then a gun. Let's read this one. Intrigué, ce passant mit une pièce et deux objets tombèrent dans la trappe. Un faux passeport d'abord, puis un revolver. Here you could say puis un revolver. Puis un revolver. But I'm not going to say it. Let's reread the tale to try to understand all that. Ready? 1, 2, 3. On ne choisissait pas ce qui sortait de ce distributeur automatique. You couldn't pick what was coming out of this vending machine. So that's weird. C'est lui qui sentait ce dont on avait besoin. It was him that felt what we needed. So this is even more weird because no vending machine does that. Usually you enter what you want to do. You can get a snack, a coffee, a tea, a toy, this kind of things. A sandwich. Intrigué, ce passant mit une pièce et deux objets tombèrent dans la trappe. Un faux passeport d'abord, puis un revolver. Intrigued, this passerby put in a coin, and two objects fell in the hatch. Un faux passeport d'abord, puis un revolver. A fake passport first, and then a gun. The thing is, the vending machine feels what is needed by the person, but the person himself or itself does not know. So the question is, the person might not know that they need that. And the question is, why are they going to need it for? Are they going to escape? Are they going to need to kill someone and then escape, defend themselves? So this is completely open to our mind, and we can put any ending to that, because the tale is just the thing that we're seeing right now, and we don't know what's going to happen next. And again, this is what I love so much about tale, is that they open your mind to possibilities, and each one of you is going to think about something new. So by the way, you can tell me in the chat what you think is going to happen. Why do they need it? That would be funny, actually. Tell me in the chat, in the comments, what do you think this passerby is going to do with that, and what's the situation? Try to do it in French if you want, or in English, it's up to you. That's a good thing. Tell me in French or in English what you think is going to happen to this passerby. And that's it for today. We did 2 tales. Tomorrow we are going to talk about the desert and explorers. It's funny, tomorrow we're going to talk about 2 tales about the Earth, the planet. So yeah, that's funny. I wish you une bonne soirée, une bonne journée, maybe une bonne nuit. If you could put a thumb up to this video, that would be wonderful. And again, tell me in the comments, just for us to share funny stories. It would be lovely to read your ideas in the chat and in the comments, and we can share ideas and vote for the one we like the most. I will see you tomorrow at 7:15 p.m. Paris time, and take care, stay safe, stay at home as much as you can, and it's a delight to be with you each night and to help you go through these difficult times with a bit of French and fun. Allez, salut, à demain.